Still Bush. Number 3, burrowing gate. This is the definition of still bushed. Senator Feinstein of California is pushing an investigation of at least 3 Bush political appointees who may have found loopholes permitting them to keep influential jobs in their government departments despite the change of government. Feinstein's keeping the names quiet just in case these are innocent bystanders somehow, but the Associated Press says one of them is Tara Jones, special assistant in the Pentagon Office of Detainees. Now, if that name sounds vaguely familiar, it's because it was her emails obtained by the New York Times that outlined the so-called Pentagon Pundits scandal, in which the Bush administration in the Pentagon was pushing a series of ex-generals onto TV networks, feeding them talking points, even the ones that might still have had business relationships with the Pentagon. And Tara Jones is now considered, perhaps, a civil service employee at the Obama Pentagon. Number 2, bailout gate, and the story of how the banks we bailed out are treating their customers, their dead customers. This is from Paul Kelleher, who called to advise Bank of America that his mother, B of A credit card holder Teresa Hatt, had just passed away. Mr. Kelleher says that the Bank of America representative he talked to briefly expressed condolences, then asked how Kelleher planned to pay the small balance remaining on his mother's card. "I'm not going to," he told the bank. "She has no estate to speak of, but you should feel free to just go through the standard probate procedure. I'm certainly not legally obligated to pay for her." Kelleher says the rep responded, "You mean you're not going to help her out?" Kelleher answered, "I wouldn't be helping her out. She's dead. I'd be helping you out." Kelleher then says the rep matter-of-factly added, "That's really not the way to look at it. I know that if that were my mother, I'd pay it. That's why we're in the banking crisis we're in. Banks having to write off defaulted loans." Kelleher added he thought the rep sounded like she was reading this crazy claim that the unpaid credit card debts of dead people had caused the banking meltdown. Said it sounded like Bank of America policy, and TPM Muckraker found an ex-B of A collections unit guy who said it sure was. Class all the way. But number 1, Andy Card is a fool gate. We mentioned yesterday this claim that by appearing in shirt sleeves in the Oval Office, President Obama was, Card said, damaging, quote, the Constitution, the hopes and dreams, and I'm going to say democracy, and that the president, any president, should always wear a jacket in the Oval Office the way President Bush always wore a jacket in the Oval Office. Mr. Card, perhaps this will refresh your memory. Aha! January 22nd, 2001, 2 days after his inauguration. The guy on the right, I don't know if you remember him, it's President Bush in shirt sleeves. Mr. Card, you can apologize to President Obama anytime you'd like. I'd suggest you include the phrase, quote, "I am a buffoon," unquote, but use your own judgment, if any.